Hey adventurers, my name is Mian and today we're going to cover 4 things that you can start doing now to get out of Platinum and become at least a Diamond rank player in Apex Legends. I personally have hit Diamond many times solo queuing and recently was able to reach the Masters rank in the game. I've compiled some of my thoughts and points that I focused on when I initially climbed out of Platinum, and I hope that these points may help guide you or even give a second opinion for your journey playing ranked as well. When I say mentality, you guys may think, of course. However, being completely serious with you all here, mentality is a single most powerful change you can make that will take effect almost immediately. Changing the way you think about the game doesn't require an immense level of time commitment towards aim training, learning game sense, interactions, metas, and so on. If anything, it would actually help develop your game sense quicker. You want to be changing from an externally focused mentality to an internally focused mentality. Basically, you want to be focused on the variables that you can control and not the variables that you can't control. This means you shouldn't be focused on things such as how your teammates play or the timing of their pushes. In order to improve, you always want to be looking inwards and seeing what you can do to best salvage every given situation, even in a lose-lose situation. Having this sort of mindset will enable you to actually get better quality matches and help you improve at a much faster pace than simply attributing the reason for your loss externally. Now, you will definitely run into matches where your teammates may be making detrimental mistakes, time and time again. In these situations, try to focus on how to best salvage each given situation to the best of your abilities. Again, your goal is to dive deep internally and focus on what you can be doing instead of ending the conversation by attributing the loss externally. I promise you, when you make this shift mentally, you will not only be winning more games, but you will also be improving at a quicker pace. Just make sure to take breaks away from the game when necessary to not burn yourself out. Now, I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea by this point. Apex is a team-based game, and you can't escape this fact no matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you're the best or worst player in the world. Most of the time, you'll have a harder time winning 1v3s consistently compared to if you're fighting in a 3v3. My point here is to focus on developing strong individual skills when you are put into sticky situations where your teammates aren't able to help you. All strong players are able to convert a sticky situation to a moment of opportunity. You want to train to remain calm in all situations and almost be able to not rely on your teammates as much as possible. That being said, this is going to be very different if you are queuing with friends or teammates. When you're stacking with teammates, strategic positioning and matching the timing of all the players on the team is crucial to your team's overall success. So in those scenarios, you want to practice matching timings and coordinate everything with your teammates, compared to if you were practicing in solo queues, where the focus is actually the opposite of that. When you're solo queuing, it's going to be hard in the beginning, because you're simply going to be defeated super quick or ratting your way through the game. To help guide what exactly you are focusing on during these solo queue games or no-fill practices, I have some pointers to start you off with. You want to focus on looting speed and efficiency, your pathing to zone and other points of interest, and refining your ability to force enemies into 1v1 situations with you. Keep these 3 points in mind when you're conducting your practice so you can make the most out of it. When you're defeated in this practice, make sure to ask yourself, why did I lose? Now the quickest answer most people will give themselves is, because I was alone, or teammates. Remember, the goal here is to improve yourself, so try your best to answer that question with what you could have done differently in the situation to yield a win. A lot of times, forcing yourself to use a wingman and mastiff may make it more difficult on yourself when grinding for ranks. Now, using those weapons are great for practice, but when the goal is to get a rank, you should try exploring some less punishing weapons. The 2 guns I recommend you get used to right away are the R301 assault rifle and the EVA-8 auto shotgun. For most metas, these guns have never gone out of style, and you'll even see pro players utilizing this loadout. The R301 and EVA are fast-firing guns, but are also very stable as well. For these guns, you don't require to hit most of your shots in the clip like the R99, the Wingman, the Mastiff, or the Peacekeeper. And you're also able to control the recoil much easier compared to other guns. You should be able to find a lot of success with the R301 simply by just pulling down for starters. If If you are already using these weapons, but you are still struggling towards success in your games, then I recommend you start your gaming session in the firing range every time you plan on ranking. A lot of players underuse the firing range feature, and it really is a great tool to help you understand the recoil of the guns, and also just for warming up. You'll usually perform much better if you start playing after a little warm-up session. Unfortunately, aim improvements don't happen overnight, or over a single game, so be patient with yourself and your teammates if you all believe you need to work on aim. If you want a time-efficient method to improve your aim, I also have videos for that as well. Please do take a look and see if they'll help you. For detailed Apex Legends gun reviews, I'll prepare a separate video discussing the exact recoil patterns and strafe aiming tips in the future if necessary. Let me know in the comments section down below what you'd like to see. Some of you may have seen this one coming, especially after my last point, but there are always shifts in legend pick rates with patch updates, but there are some legends that have sat in a little bit of a sweet spot, should I say, where they have always been viable. You want to get accustomed to using these legends in the beginning, especially if you're trying to get out of plat. Bloodhound and Gibraltar are two very meta legends that have generally been in every meta so far. Bloodhound excels at intel gathering with his strong tactical ability, Eye of the Godfather. Gibraltar is a great character if you find yourself taking a lot of damage to begin with. He can help mitigate some of that with his innate fortification damage reduction buff. Gibraltar is a heavily defensive legend that can provide great cover at almost any given situation with his tactical Dome of Protection, while his ultimate, Defensive Bombardment, can be used to prevent pushes or zone your opponents from certain areas. A good offensive legend to use right now is Octane, since you can take advantage of his fast, mobile, and low ability cooldown kit, while being able to gain a substantial passive health regeneration when you aren't taking damage. This will reduce a lot of time you need for healing or other item usage, and will allow you to focus more on things mentioned previously like looting speed and efficiency, pathing, and forcing 1v1 situations. Of course, if none of these legends fit towards your playstyle, then it's not a necessity to use them. I specifically picked out a recon, defensive, and offensive character for you guys, just to try and cover a wide range of playstyles. But character design is important for enjoying the gameplay for long term. Yes, Wraith mains, it's definitely okay to keep playing her even if she gets nerfed to the ground, as long as we look cool. That being said, even if you don't particularly like these characters, it is also important to know how to use them for future meta shifts and updates. It's better to have more legends in your arsenal, especially if you're planning to climb higher ranks in the future. So please, do give these legends a shot and also some love. That concludes my video on the 4 things you can do to climb out of Platinum in Apex Legends. Please subscribe to the channel for more FPS content, tips, discussions, and more. If you've watched to the end, I appreciate it very much, and please comment down below if you found these points useful. I'd also love your suggestions on things I didn't cover that you'd like to hear about. Steadfast Adventures, see you on the next one.